tell the Uncle Sam? You tell Uncle Sam, I ain't got no money, so I ain't gonna give it to you. Uncle Sam? Nigga, Uncle Sam will come take everything from you. You heard me? He will destroy your life. I know. I've been a victim of the Uncle Sam before. And I know that you don't play no games with that nigga. Bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our ultimate animal print turban. As usual, all of our turbans come with a free gift. And if you are not already a part of our book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading David Ritt's Divided Soul, the life of Marvin Gaye. There were times, he said, when I could have been nice. Times when I might have acted the part of the gentleman. But you see, I was also scared. I put myself in this public position of having 2 children with my girlfriend. In my mind, that put me outside the law. An outlaw. You an outlaw because when you picked that little girl up, she was 16. It ain't nothing cute about what you doing, Marvin Pooh. Although Marvin Gaye is not the only person to snatch up a young girl, impregnate him, and fuck him up. Street dudes do it every day. In 1976, he felt compelled to win the war against Anna, thus earning his stripes and proving himself man enough, in his phrase, to handle Jan. Child, this nigga, bro. In September 1976, for the first time in 10 years, the Marvin Gaye Show traveled to London, where he recorded a live album. Because of his fear of flying over the ocean and the overall anxiety running through his mind, he canceled out at the last minute, but was finally convinced by his manager, Stephen Hill, to go. So this is what shocks me about Marvin Gaye. Okay, yes, eventually Marvin moved his family uptown. But considering that his family is from the south side of D.C., I mean that deep, dirty south. They call that shit the third world right now. What do they call it? Is it third world, fourth world? Something like that. Where he's from, they call that shit war. How come me, Marvin, know damn well that these people didn't rented the venues? They didn't printed up tickets. They didn't, promoted the show, whether it be on a radio station, television, however it may be, okay? These promoters got a lot of money invested now. We ain't gonna talk about the janky promoters right now. We just talking about Disney, okay? But these people got a lot of money invested into these shows. And for Taco Me Marvin to call you at the last minute and be like, I don't want to do it, I'm scared. Nigga, are you crazy? Listen, he couldn't do that shit back home because they would throw his mother hunchy body. Blink, if you from back home, if you from Washington, D.C., you know goddamn well they been done through his butt. You might can do that over there in London, but you can't do that here. Not in the D.C. Okay, because them niggas will kill you over there. Third world will kill you. Gaye went over with his sister Zoila, his friend Wally Cox, and an orchestra conducted by Leslie Drayton, which included musicians who, for several years to come, would be permanent members of Marvin's band. Trumpeter Nolan Smith, drummer Bugsy Wilcox, percussionist Melvin Webb, vibist Elmira Amos, and saxes Fernando Harkness and David Ritz. The concert, recorded on the 2 LP set live at the London Palladium, issued in 1977, revealed the changes in Marvin's show. Yeah, because Marvin Pooh ain't the beatnik Marvin no more. He ain't fighting the power no more. Now he want to get back to the love ballad. Since his 1974 tour, he had spiced up his act considerably. There was more stress on sex. Ugh! Have y'all ever been to an R. Kelly show? That shit is creepy. Oh, back then. Because I went, I think it was in like the 90s or something like that when I went to go see him. That shit was creepy. I was so uncomfortable going to his show because it's like, bruh, you done took it way past the line. Why you just can't stand up there and sing to me? Why you got to bring the bed on stage? And bitches. The sex syndrome, the sacrifice Gaye felt he had to make for womankind grew more blatant with each show. I'm going to work hard for you, baby, was something he liked to tell his audience. He'd still wipe his sweaty brow with silk handkerchiefs and casually fling them into the audience, then watch the ladies fight over them. A gimmick, he told me, that he found degrading but also thrilling. The English press liked the show. Melody Maker wrote that hopefully we shall not have to wait another 12 years to see him again. The hot-selling music of the mid-70s was disco, a trend that Marvin bucked. Disco, though, was really nothing more than a new name for souped-up soul sung to soaring violins, a super busy bass, and jet-propelled percussion. What Marvin objected to was the pressure of having to write in disco mode. As always, he didn't want to be told what to do. Motown was screaming disco at me. Gaye remembered, disco, disco, disco. I couldn't be bothered, but I also had this problem. The live London thing took up 3 sides, and we needed something to fill side 4. Perfect for a long disco song. They insisted. Round out the record with disco. I stuck my nose in the air and said, fuck it. But don't you know that in the end, I did what they wanted my way. Credit must go to Gaye's engineer, Art Stewart. He conceived and produced Got to Give It Up, the 11-minute, 48-second dance song which comprised side 4 of Live at the London Palladium. Though it was neither live nor recorded in London, instead it was simply Marvin playing around with his friends in the studio. Marvin in his casual, lighthearted party mood, which Stewart was astute enough to capture on tape. Stewart said the original title was Dancing Lady, a title, Marvin explained, which referred back to his dreams. In the course of his improvisation, he altered the lyrics, keeping the image, but also introducing his own fears of dancing. This new title, Got to Give It Up, referred to giving up his inhibitions, becoming free with his body, whether on the dance floor or in bed. His days as a wallflower, he sang, were over. Man, I'm telling you, that damn Got to Give It Up is a banger. You know why? Because I used to go to parties. And I used to stay in route because I was too nervous to really get down. The fact that Janet's and brother Frankie sang background on the song was especially significant. With the help of Ed Townsend and Frankie, Jan had been recording some tracks of her own, yet on the issue of her singing career, Marvin remained intransigent. I wanted her to be a housewife, he said, and hearing her talk about being a star annoyed the hell out of me. After Got to Give It Up, he never allowed her to record with him again. As for Frankie, he too was waiting for Marvin either to record him or help get him a deal. But Gaye still was afraid of brother's talent, was determined to keep Frankie dependent upon him. We sounded so much alike, Frankie told me, that Marvin worried about my voice being out there. He was still trying to convince me to open some sort of boutique. I didn't want to do that, but I didn't want to upset him. I suppose you could say that I loved Marvin so much that I stayed out of show business rather than compete. I can dig it. When you know who your siblings are, you cater to them the way that they are. Now, I feel Like they tiptoe around his ass like he is, a bomb, which he is. Tick, tick, boom. He is. But, you always have that family member in your family that just, I don't know, somehow they escaped discipline. You know what I'm saying? Or effective discipline. Because yes, his father used to beat his ass, but it was not an effective way of trying to deal with him and his emotions, his narcissism, his insecurities. He had a whole lot going on, okay? And we all know that ninja was trying to self-medicate with drugs. The war with Anna raged on. Hearings, depositions, demands. The divorce got nastier, and the financial threat to Marvin's unsteady empire grew more ominous with each new legal maneuver. I tried to reason with him, said Curtis Shaw, that's his attorney. Marvin, I'd say, let's just get this thing settled. Then, in a sudden surprise, Shaw suggested a solution which ultimately settled the matter in a manner which stimulated Marvin's creative imagination. Pay her off in music was the lawyer's plan. Though uncertain at first, Gaye bought the strategy, loving the literary concept of turning his divorce and all his feelings for Anna into the next major musical chapter of his life. Listen, divorce is hard. And what's throwing me off, is Jan's so young that she's not even grasping the fact that he's making a whole album about his ex-wife. The divorce. You so bothered. Why you so bothered for? You got me. What's the problem? Why you still angry at her? Ain't we in love? Don't we live here in this beautifulness? Don't we have a good life? But you worried about Anna? You mad at her? Pay that bitch some money so she can go on and fuck on about her business. That's how I be. The legal end of the marriage between Anna Ruby Gordy Gaye and Marvin came in March of 1977. The most revealing document of that dispute isn't to be found in courtroom records, but in record stores. It's the album Here My Dear, recorded in 1977, but not released until 1978. Anna was asking for $1 million to settle. Now Marvin didn't have that kind of money, so I proposed he pay her $600,000. Since coming up with even that much cash would be a problem, I suggested that we give her the advance due to Marvin for the next album, $305,000, and pay her the other $295 from the earnings on the same album. And I liked that idea. I got Marvin to agree. The judge wrote up the order, and that was that. You see, the divorce had cleaned me out. I'd really messed up my taxes, and a lot of the people I'd counted on were no longer there. In fact, they were suing me. I owed Stephanie Hill, my ex-manager, $2 million, and a cat named Patrick Kavanaugh, who ran my business for a while, claimed I owed him a fortune. But meanwhile, I said, wait a minute, y'all. No one's getting any money, and that includes the feds, because I don't have any money. That don't work. So you mean to tell me you tell the Uncle Sam? You tell Uncle Sam, I ain't got no money, so I ain't gonna give it to you. Uncle Sam? Nigga, Uncle Sam will come take everything from you. You heard me? He will destroy your life. I know. I've been a victim of the Uncle Sam before. And I know that you don't play no games with that nigga. So Taco Meat Marvin is frigging tripping. Okay, I'm in the mood, y'all. My bad. My allergies is killing me. I'm in the mood. I'm going to be a nigga today. Then Motown was giving me all kinds of crap. And I was worried about how they'd ever promote an album that talks about me divorcing the chairman's sister. In the 70s, Berry Gordy was no longer BG. Now that Motown was a sophisticated corporation, his employees called him the chairman. Like Gaye, Gordy's enigma expanded. He sometimes traveled under fake names, even wearing disguises. The more remote a figure he became, the more Marvin longed for his love and approval. In Gaye's mind, it was Anna and Barry who had made him, and Anna and Barry who would destroy him. No, bitch. I see you, nigga. I see you, David Ritz. How in the hell were you able to get, how many pages is this mess? 340 pages of the same wham, what the baby gonna do bullshit from Marvin Pooh, because he's basically saying the same thing over and over again. I'm hurt, I'm in my feelings, I'm fucked up, but I'm an artist. This is how artists work. The same shit. Desperate for money, in the late summer of 1977, Gaye turned to his usual means of quick cash, a national tour. Opening in September in New York with average white band, You Junkies, You. Oh, I love it! You know the lead singer from an average white band was the first Robin Thicke. Okay, did y'all see Robin Thicke's son sing? Oh, that little boy got it. They said that he sound like a young Justin Timberlake from Mickey Mouse Club. I would agree. Ooh, that little boy is gonna kill him. But anyway, we all love Average White Band. My favorite song in the entire world is Love of Your Own. What is your favorite Average White Band song? Oh, it's so sad. That story is so sad because all of them was junkies. Woo! I don't want that shit. My wife told me the hardest addiction to overcome is alcohol and heroin. Those are the top two. She said when she see them people in the hospital, they be deteriorated. Okay? I was like, damn, and that alcohol is legal. Bruh. But I don't have no problems with you, America. I don't have no problems. We good. We good right now. Uncle Sam, we good. Okay, I ain't even done my taxes yet because I don't never get nothing back. Desperate for money, in the late summer of 1977, Gaye turned to his usual means of quick cash. A national tour, opening in September in New York with Average White Band and Luther Vandross. Marvin had fashioned a new look for himself. According to Billboard, he wore a loose, diaphanous white outfit that made him look like a effeminate karate expert. But remember this, in the 70s, everybody was kung fu fighting. And you know what's funny? The little boys was kung fu fighting back then. They was always chopping each other in the neck and in the throat and stuff like that. What is the fascination with karate for black men? Hence, the Wu-Tang Clan. Late in October in New Orleans, after 4 years together and 2 children, Marvin married Janice. Once he got married, Marvin remembered things only got worse. I saw that I trapped myself again, but I couldn't help it. I know you think I'm crazy, but go around asking other men what they do if their fantasy suddenly turned up as a flesh and blood woman. You want to play with the fantasy all the time in 100 ways. Well, then why did you get her pregnant? Because, you know, as soon as you introduce children into the mix, all that, you know, I'm your sex kitten is out the door, okay? Because they got to tend to the children. Just like Marvin Gaye Sr. was, jealous of Taco Me Marvin. Taco Me Marvin is jealous of his children. He achieved the mastery of Sinatra's Wee Small Hours or Billie Holiday's Lady in Satin, going a step further than the jazz and pop singers before him. He applied his multi-tracking technique, accompanying himself with 3 distinct voices, the icy beauty of which frees the soul. To hear him interpret the shadow of your smile, altering, improving the already exquisite melody, honing the harmonies in the stratosphere, is an emotional experience of gentle grandeur. His version of Funny and This Will Make You Laugh, sung with a big band, revalidated his jazz credentials. Barry wouldn't put it out, Gaye told me, because he didn't think it was commercial. At least that's what he said. Given Gordy's fine ear, this is hard to believe. When it comes to Marvin's relationship with Motown, you couldn't take Gaye at his word. He played an endless series of hide and seek, push and pull games with the company. If anything, Gordy endorsed Gaye's creative independence by releasing Here My Dear at the end of 1978. If he had been interested in censorship, that would have been the record to stop. Bird don't give a fuck about you. He want his money, okay? He want money. If he think it's a good product, he's going to put it out there because he need to make the money. If all that other stuff you talking about, child, that's personal. We talking business. Even though I kind of be giving Barry to Gordy, the business, right? But he do have some very fine qualities about him. I must say so myself. At the start of 1978, marshals broke into Marvin Gaye's recording studio on Sunset Boulevard, leaving the doors on the sidewalk and shutting down the place because of a $175,000 unpaid back franchise tax.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, I'll tell you when. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, we'll let you know.
If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves you, babies. Have a good one.